Okay. So I have low batteries also. That's fantastic. And the team was from several school of arts at Université Côte d'Azur. So it was one team from the Music Center for Music Creation, CIAM, the Conservatoire of Nice with Gaël Navarre, and the Research Center, the Transdisciplinary Research Center for Literature and Arts and Music, which I'm from. And also INRIA with Bertrand and Monica, who's RIM and helped us. So the question was about immersion and polyphony, and we, in the project, I say we, but the aesthetic project, the artistic project at the beginning was to make something which is disruptive comparing to the specific process of music spatialization. That means it doesn't want to create algorithmic spatialization, but it did want to create the impression of an other nature. That means when you're in the forest, you are listening to several sounds everywhere, and this is what exactly we wanted to address to the observers. So it's kind of an experience, as we can comparing to the writings of John Dewey. That means we want the auditioner to be part of the process and to be in immersion and inside the process. So at the origin, the first test for these compositions was to integrate the speakers into the natures, but this was made with the Ensemble de the Deuxième, with 24 different modules. But the system of the connection using standard commercial devices wasn't efficient enough. So this we try to rethink about the way we will distribute the sound into multiple devices in a space. So the project turned to invent something that could be independent, localized, without any wires, and that you can distribute in all the room if you want, in any place as you want. And also to be able to develop a specific polyphonic writing with these devices. That means that each device has to be independent. So it's another approach from what we usually find or what we just have seen, because in this approach, the speaker has to be very independent. And the other constraints that we have at the beginning of the project, we wanted to do all the things by ourselves. That means to invent the speaker, to invent the box, to design it. So all the team came into the project and with the part of the invention of the different devices. So you see, this is a hardcraft moment where the people are mounting the speakers. So the idea is to make the device as independent and to be able to have a sufficient frequency response to be able to give a good quality of sound. So in the part of the project, we have made some research about the speaker it himself, the form of the box, the batteries, the process we will put in that, the system, and so forth. So we did some tests in real space at the campus Méliès that you know already here, because we have this big 250 square meters room when we can put the devices. And with the devices, Bertrand has developed a specific network monitoring, so using the web, where you can process all the speakers. So we came to 40, 50 speakers. Um, and you can process all the speakers, and each of the speakers can process sounds independently. And this is connected to another computer that can send the events to each of the computers. So basically, that means that you're working with 50 voices of polyphony in your room, and you can control each of the speaker, and you can also make a composition for 50 voices. So this is what Jean-Luc Hervé has done. So he wrote a piece of the nature, Pré, that was performed and created during the Festival Présence at Radio France in February in the big auditorium. So in this process of creation, Jean-Luc Hervé has think a lot about the nature of the sounds and how the sounds would respond within the speakers, because there are another dimension of the composition here, meaning that as soon as you're thinking about your music distributed in the space, and there is a logical situation when you're thinking about the time of each item into the space and the time of the sound that comes to you. And also the nature of the process of the expansion of the sounds in the space. So it was very interesting because it has given us technical issues, aesthetical issues, and different things to go. So within the auditorium, each speaker was hid in the different chairs, and of course there is a big to not to forget the speakers in the room, because it was quite a thing. And in the end, with the orchestra, I just can I just make some samples, Jean-Luc? We can hear an excerpt of the end, or maybe not. We have the sound. Yeah, sorry. No, there's no jack. Okay, okay. Anyway, I go through. It's nearly done anyway. Yeah, okay. If I have time, in the end. Sorry. So to understand, it's the coda of the work. So of course you cannot hear the space distribution, but at this point you hear the violin, and the violin is like if you feel that becomes some ghost playing in everywhere in the room, and you really feel it's very weird, because you really feel as you are traveling into all the room with the sound of the violin. And after it becomes all the sounds, and all the auditorium is vibrating of all these sounds from everywhere, and you cannot see where it comes from. So it's very fascinating as an experience. And so it, sorry, Jean-Luc, I stopped there. And so it is exactly the point. I mean, to be able to do in live performance an immersion and sense of immersion, and also hyperlocalization with different sound installation and instrument making. And to conclude, one of the applications we can find here is with another colleague, Gaël Navarre, we did a pedagogical session with this device connected to some gesture device that can allow us to make very cheap and low budget electronic instruments for education and school people. So thank you very much for your listening.
Yes, thank you very much. What are the questions for Jean-François?
Hi, thanks for that. This really it sounds beautiful. Love to hear the full piece. Are you able to locate them in 3D space?
It's physical objects.
So you could model them as an array to unite them as a kind of effectively a single speaker. You could move sounds
this
around.
This is a step. I think I understand why you stay. And the step now is to test it in different configurations. So we would like to make groups the idea is to connect to a space. So mainly, I think we connect to the main room in the campus, and to try to see how we can manage to do more HP for the first step. And with a block of maybe 100 or 120 HP to see what kind of space we can define. So if we can synchronize a block of HP, make an array of speakers and moving sound and things like that.
I will be back when you do that.
Okay.
I have one question. What is the precision of the synchronization between the speakers, whatever you do, and the audio?
So the synchronization part is the work with Bertrand. If you want to answer.
For synchronization, we use the protocol from Ableton Link. And the idea is to synchronize sounds, and it's not sounds generated on for this piece. The sound are located on each speakers, and the idea is to have a mechanism to launch the sounds synchronized together. And we found that the Ableton Link, it was a very simple, a very efficient way to do that. So, as far as we have tried, it's okay.
Yeah, it's work in progress. So for the moment, we have the idea of the autonomous with his own memory of sounds inside the HP, and after we are doing the works of giving the orders. So it's more efficient for the moment, but we want to try other systems, and we are really happy, Alieno, to see the first print. It's brilliant. So it gave us a lot of ideas.
Will the concert tomorrow with the flute player use these devices?
Yes, exactly. So yesterday we have a little demo in the room, but tomorrow for the concert and the piece from Jean-Luc, you will hear in one of the room the concert with the flute player and the devices in all the rooms, and in this kind of situation of hyperlocalization.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.